Hello everyone, welcome to SAT Maths. This is chapter 4 Linear Inequalities and Graph part 1. Here we will be learning what is the inequality and we will learn how to solve the inequality also. So first of all, the definition says an inequality is a mathematical sentence that contains the inequality symbols. These are the four symbols which we will be using, like this is called greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Just like we use this thing as 5 is greater than 3, we can use the second one as 7 is less than 10. This means we can use it 5 is greater than or equal to 3, and this fourth one we can use as 7 is less than or equal to 10. Now when we say this greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, it means we will read this as 5 is greater than or equal to 3. So basically we have two conditions over here, greater than or equal to. So out of these two, any one should be true. If both of them are false, then this statement would be false. If any one of them is true, then this statement will be true. Just like when we are saying 5 is greater than or equal to 3. So 5 is not equal to 3, but 5 is greater than 3. So yes, we can say this is true. If I, in the same way, if I say 7 is greater than or equal to 4, so I know 7 is not equal to 4, but 7 is greater than 4, so this is considered to be true. 5 is greater than or equal to 5, so 5 is not greater than 5, but 5 is equal to 5, so this is also true. But if I say 5 is greater than or equal to 7, so this will be false, because 5 is neither greater than 7 nor it is equal to 7. So this will be false. So any one of them should be true for this inequality to be true. Now there are certain verbal expressions which we'll be using to solve the questions in this test. Just like if I say all real number less than 4. So let's say I'm denoting all the real number by x. So all real number less than 4 means simply you will say x less than 4, like this. If I'm saying all real numbers greater than minus 3, so x greater than minus 3. All real numbers less than or equal to 2. Less than or equal to 2 means this. The another way of writing the same statement is all real numbers at most 2. At most 2 means it can be equal to 2 or less than 2, but not more than 2. Or you can say all real number no greater than 2. No greater than 2 means it can be 2 but not greater than 2, but less is possible. In the same way, it is written all real numbers greater than or equal to minus 1. So greater than or equal to minus 1 we can write like this. And another way of saying this is all real numbers at least minus 1. At least minus 1 means either minus 1 or greater than minus 1. Or we can say all real numbers no less than minus 1. No less than minus 1 means either it is minus 1 or greater than minus 1. It should not be less than. So these are the four different ways of writing the given inequalities in the statement format. Now, there are certain properties of the inequality. First one is like this. Let's understand like this. Suppose if I know 5 is greater than 3. If I add 1 on both the sides, so 5 plus 1 will be 6 and 3 plus 1 will be 4. Still left hand side is greater. So you can say adding same number on both the side does not change the sign of inequality. We can add same number on both the side. In the same way, if I subtract 1 on both the sides, so this will become 4 and this will become 2. Still 4 is greater than 2, so we can subtract same number on both the sides of the inequality. If I let's say multiply by 2 on both the sides, so that will become 10 and that will become 6. Still 10 is greater than 6, so yes, we can multiply both the sides by the same positive number. Similarly, fourth rule is if I let's say 5 is greater than 3. If I divide by 2 on both the sides, so that will become 2.5, that will become 1.5. So 2.5 still greater than 1.5. So we can divide by same positive number on both the sides. So what is the difference between the equation and the inequality? The difference comes over here is if I multiply by negative number, let's say I'm multiplying by minus 1 on both the sides. So what will happen over here? This will become negative 5, this will become negative 3. Now this time you clearly know that minus 3 is greater than minus 5. So sign of inequality is getting changed. In the same way, if I let's say divide by minus 2 on both the sides, so that will become minus 2.5, that will become minus 1.5, still it is greater. So these two are the important rules which makes it different from the equation, whenever we are dividing or multiplying by a negative number on both sides of the inequality, the sign of inequality has to reverse. This is the most important rule in the inequality, which makes it different from the equation. Multiplying or dividing by negative number on both the sides change the sign of inequality. Just like if I'm saying minus x is less than 4. So if you want to find what is the x, so divide by minus 1 on both the sides. So when we divide by minus 1 on both the sides, this will become x and this will become negative 4. Since we are dividing by minus 1 on both the sides, inequality will get reversed. If I say like this, minus 5x is less than or equal to minus 25. I want to find for x. So again I will say divide by negative 5 on both the sides. So negative 25 divided by negative 5 is becoming 5 only, but since you are dividing by negative number, sign of inequality reverses. So these are the things where the sign of inequality will get changed whenever we are dividing or multiplying by a negative number on both the sides. Now look at this. It says write each statement as an inequality. The number x is no greater than minus 88. No greater than minus 88 means it is either equal to minus 88 or less than minus 88. So we can say x is less than or equal to minus 88. The amount of calories n meet or exceed 3562. It means either it is equal to 3562 or it is exceeding. So n is greater than or equal to 3562. Let's solve this particular inequality. So again, just like the equation we solved, in the same way we have to solve the inequality, keeping variable on one side and numbers on the other side. Only thing which you have to be careful about is whenever we are dividing or multiplying by a negative number, sign of inequality reverses. So let's add 3 on both the sides and adding 9 on both the sides also. So this will become 7 and this is greater than or equal to 12 plus 9 is 21. Now we have to divide by 7, and since 7 is a positive number, so there is no change in the inequality. 21 is greater than 21 divided by 7 is 3, so n is greater than or equal to 3. In the same way, suppose if we have to solve like this, 2x plus 3 is less than or equal to, let's say, 5x minus 9. Now if I want to solve this, I will subtract 5x on both the sides. So 2x minus 5x, this one I'll be subtracting 3 from both the sides, so negative 5, negative 3. Now 2x minus 5x is minus 3x, less than or equal to negative 12. Now this time we have to be very careful. To solve for x, we have to divide by negative 3 on both the sides. So when we divide by negative 3 on both the sides, we can do this like this, but the sign of inequality will get reversed. So x is greater than or equal to 4. At this point of time, you have to be very careful whenever you are dividing by a negative number. Although you can again solve this inequality in the Desmos, we will learn how to solve in the Desmos also. So I hope you got this concept of the inequality. Let's practice some more questions in the next video related to this inequality. Thank you for watching this.